What I'd really like to do is kind of take you all the way back
Okay.
to when you were first becoming interested in food.
Okay.
When do you think that was?
When I got interested in food, you know what? I think I've never really been interested in food until I actually started in the catering college. I knew that I enjoyed food, and I was a little bit finicky, but mostly on things such as hot dogs and stuff. I couldn't eat it. I was used to eating well from my father cooking, and when I was 15, I entered catering college, and that was when I really realized that this was my thing. My best friend at the time, his dream had always been to be a chef. Mine was not. I didn't really know what to do with my life at that point. So I followed him.
And your father's Macedonian.
My father's Macedonian.
So was he cooking Macedonian food for you?
Well, yes. Well, I mean, in Macedonia, it's a very... Back then it was Yugoslavia, first of all. So there's a Slavic influence on the food culture. But in Macedonia, until World War I, it was a part of the Osmanic Kingdom, which means there's still a lot of Turkish food there. So I wouldn't know what Macedonian food is. It's rooted into something Turkish. And yes, we got a lot of that.
What was your favorite dish as a child?
I didn't have one favorite dish. I didn't have one. I never had a favorite dish, actually. I enjoyed eating lots of food because my father, he was grown up in Macedonia, in this very rural area. They ate a lot of vegetables, and they got their protein from eating beans and so on, not from eating animals, because if they were to eat animals, they had to slaughter their own, which happened rarely, of course. And this is how I grew up as well. So I would say I love eating vegetables. I love beans, for instance, white bean stews of that, but no favorite dish.
Does your father still cook?
Yes, he does. He does. I mean, my father married a Dane, so.
What does that mean?
Well, yeah, what does that mean? I think it means the people that grew up in the period of when my mother grew up with the microwave and ready meals and so on. There was, I think in Denmark, there was perhaps 20, 30 years where that was explored, that form of gastronomy. Now things are changing, and my mother perhaps grew up in that period, so I mean, she was used to quite basic Danish food, meat, potatoes, not cooking with vegetables and using your intuition and so on.
So after catering college, where did you go then?
I went to work in a one-star in Copenhagen, a classic French restaurant. Wife in the front, father in the back, and there it was just everything made from scratch. We made puff pastry every day. All the stocks were boiled, and we had whole animals in, and we slaughtered them down. It was a very good way to start a cooking career, to get this basic knowledge on how things work.
Classical education.
Well, yes, and a place where they take it very serious, and they're also quite extreme on the sourcing of products and the craftsmanship of the trade, which he still is, this guy. And I was there, and then I went to France. I was in France for a period. I actually worked with Sad Baines in France. Yeah, we were best friends when we were in France together.
Where were you working then?
In Montpellier, in Jardin des Sens.
Oh yes.
And well, I still talk to Sad, of course, Sad and Amanda today. And I went to El Bulli after that. And after that, I went to French Laundry. And then I came back to Denmark, where I was a sous chef at a French restaurant again for 3 years, until Noma occurred. It's right here in the background, on the corner of Copenhagen.